Howdee-haie. I really feel like a galactic princess or something with my hair like this and this little shawl thing. But anyway, today I am going to be doing another video review, and this is for Lirael by Garth Nix. This is the second book in... Does this series have an actual name? The Old Kingdom series. So if you want to watch my review of book 1, which is Sabriel, I've got that link down below too. Okay, so this series is a reread from me. As you've probably known if you've seen my video for Sabriel. I don't know what I'm doing with my hand. As always, book 2, if you haven't read the first book or you haven't read the second book or anything like that, I would advise you not to watch this because I don't want to accidentally spoil that for you. Like, reading it for the second time, I definitely noticed that this second book is definitely more slow paced than the first, so it was a little bit more of a chore to get through, but that doesn't deplete how awesome it was in its integrity. I think that it may have been more slower paced because we were following two new completely different characters. Before, we obviously had Sabriel and Touchstone, and I grew to love them and I cared for them as characters. And then you get the second book and you're thrown into years later with two different characters you don't know. So that kind of put me off at first, but obviously I gave it a chance. Well, I've read it in the past, but I gave it another chance, if you want to look at it like that, and I grew quite fond of the two characters. I will say I did prefer Lirael's perspective over Sameth's, just because I feel like he was very whingy and whiny quite a lot of the time, and I was just like, oh, shut up, get on with the job, you know, you have a job to do, just do it. Sort of whinging and trying to place the responsibility on someone else, that just bugs me. And although Lirael was kind of self-pitying herself as well, I feel like she had more of a reason to, and it was more understandable. Even so, I do still miss Sabriel and Touchstone's charm, because although they do make appearances in this second book, they're not as frequent, and I just miss them. I was so glad that Mogget decided to make more of an appearance through the story. I just think that he's such a witty, sarcastic character, and it's always great to have him kind of commenting on the side, winding up everybody. And it was really cool to be introduced to the disreputable dog. I think I'm saying that right. I don't actually know what that means. I've googled it so many times, but it's just not staying in my mind. But yeah, that is Lirael's animal companion, and she's really interesting too. Less sarcastic than Mogget, but she holds a lot of information, and I think she's going to be a really good ally when it comes later into the third book, the AWESOMENESS, I believe. The story and the plot, in my opinion, I think it evolved really beautifully. I just think because of it was nice to see a dual perspective, and the story just, it didn't seem patchy when someone else was, like, when it was from someone else's perspective. It all flowed quite nicely, and then when it comes together, it really pulls you in. I'm really glad that Nix decided to eliminate any kind of romantic interest between the two main characters. It was getting to the point where I thought, oh, they're gonna have to get together. But I'm so glad he kind of destroyed that, because I don't really like a high fantasy novel with too much love interest in it. It just gets on my nerves and it turns into a romantic novel, and that's not my thing. I like the fights, the friendships growing, yeah, certainly, but not like a romantic relationship. I've got to say, I'm really intrigued by the magic in this book. They're all called Charter Magic and Free Magic, and I'm kind of understanding it a little bit more. I was a bit confused in the first book, just because I don't think it was that explained, but I'm understanding the way of the elements at the moment, and I think that's pretty cool. And I must say, the ending, I'm not going to say anything like spoiler, but the ending just threw me off guard. I was trying to work out how it worked, and it very, very clever. Well done, Garth Nix, very clever. Anyway, that is it for this review, and I shall see you in another one soon. Bye.